There are all kinds of systems in the world. There is the solar system, the digestive system, the duodecimal system. There are management systems, operating systems, medical systems, traffic systems, dietary systems, banking systems. You are surrounded by systems. It makes sense to go along with many systems within the society you live. Not everything is fighting over or protesting. At the same time, it is not always auspicious to go along with the crowd. It's fine to be your own person. You are not meant to be an automaton. You are meant to have your own space to breathe and think in. I did not stamp every child of mine the same. I do not impose the highest oneness upon you as an order. You have say in the matter. You can be a good citizen of the world and not be a subject who has to follow every commonly trodden path. You are not a revolutionist, and yet you are to think for yourself. In school, you were taught to get in line and follow all the rules. No one authorized you to think for yourself. I authorize you now. You do not have to dedicate yourself to systems that someone else or many others may believe serve the world and are best for you. I gave and give you free will. Some systems in the world do not allow you free will. They may govern you more than they serve. You find yourself serving ruling bodies that were intended to serve you, yet control grew, as if by itself. In the world, my children are regulated and may not be given freedom of choice. Many of my children do not even think of what might be their will. The will of the majority may not be your rising sun. Are you to be a cookie cutter of your neighbor, and, therefore, perhaps not captain of your own soul? Some systems may be rigid. They don't say anything about liking or loving your neighbor, or yourself. There are all kinds of imprisonment. There have been many movies about this sort of thing. Your will may have been whitewashed. There are regulations that say you have no say over what you want for yourself and your children. There are those who believe that they know what is good for you and your children, and you don't. They are certain that they know better. And you are told to follow their lead. Beloved, you are my child. I bequeath you free will. You are free to choose foods you would like to eat. Neither is your life to be rationed. You are not a child that has no say and must be told to swallow everything. The world you live in is quite a conundrum. Certainly, you want to be law-abiding, and yet you don't want to be imposed upon. Narrower and narrower seem the pastures where you live. Sometimes you hardly have room to turn around in. You do not want to be a naysayer, and yet you do want to exercise your own God-given freedom of thought and will. One way or another, you are caught up in the world you live in. Advertising leads you around by the nose. For whose benefit is the world run? And at whose expense? What does it mean when it is said, one for all, and all for one? Remember love. Remember caring about your brothers and sisters. All systems are not alike. What does it mean to make the world a better place? Better for whom, and when? What has to be compulsory and what does not have to be compulsory? Let freedom ring.